ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ। ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ। ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ। ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ। ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ। ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਹਮ ਔਗਣ ਪਰੇ ਏਕ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹੀ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਾੜ ਬਿਖੇ ਬਿਖ ਖਾਹੀ। ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਭਰਮ ਪੈ ਪੂਲੈ। ਸੁਤ ਦਾਰਾ ਸਿਓ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਲਗਾਏ। ਇਕ ਉੱਤਮ ਪੰਥ ਸੁਣਿਓ ਗੁਰ ਸੰਗਤ। ਤਹਿ ਮਿਲੰਤ ਜਮ ਤਰਾਸ ਮਿਟਾਈ। ਇਕ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਪਾਠ ਕੀਰਤ ਕੀ। ਗੁਰ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਰਾਖੋ ਸਰਣਾਈ। ਕਿਛ ਰੂਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਛ ਜਾਤ ਨਾਹੀ। ਕਿਛ ਢੰਗ ਨ ਮੇਰਾ। ਕਿਆ ਮੋਲੈ ਬੋਲੇ ਗੁਣ ਬਿਹੂਣ। ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ ਨਾ ਤੇਰਾ। ਹਮ ਪਾਪੀ ਸੰਗ ਗੁਰ ਉਬਰੇ। ਪੁਨ ਸਤ ਗੁਰ ਕੇਰਾ। ਡੰਡੋਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ। ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ। ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ। ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਿਛ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ। ਸਾਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ। ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ। ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ। ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ, ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ ਕਛੂ ਨ ਚੇਤਈ, ਮਦ ਮਾਇਆ ਕੈ ਅੰਧ। ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਬਿਨ ਹਰ ਭਜਨ, ਪਰਤ ਤਾਹੇ ਜਮ ਫੰਧ। ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ ਕਛੂ ਨ ਚੇਤਈ, ਮਦ ਮਾਇਆ ਕੈ ਅੰਧ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਵਾਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ, ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ਨਸੀਬ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਵਡਭਾਗੇ ਹਾਂ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਬੜੀ ਰਹਿਮਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਓਟ ਆਸਰੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਾਏ ਹਨ। ਸੱਚਾ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕੋਟਾਨ ਕੋਟ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਓਟ ਆਸਰੇ ਸਦਕਾ ਰਹਿਰਾਸ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਵੀ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ। ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਓਟ ਆਸਰੇ ਸਦਕਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਆਪ ਵਰਤ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਥਾ ਤਾਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਆਪ ਲੈ ਲੈਣ, ਇਹ ਸੇਵਾ ਆਪ ਲੈ ਲੈਣ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਅੱਗੇ ਇਹੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ, ਸੱਚਾ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ, ਮਿਹਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੱਥ ਰੱਖਿਓ। ਸੱਚਾ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਬਾਣੀ ਸਲੋਕ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਥਾ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਲੈਣੀ। ਆਓ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਹੱਥ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਚਿੱਤ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਖੋ ਜੀ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਆਖੋ ਜੀ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। So Guru Pyari Sat Sangat Ji, we are so fortunate to be in the darbar of Satguru Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, where we're continuing to go through the katha, the vichar, the understanding of the Bani of Salok Mahalla Nava, Satguru Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's last Bani that they gave us, and a teaching to the whole world about how we can live our life and how we can connect to Vaheguru Ji, but more importantly, what happens if we don't do this, if we don't remember Naam, if we don't do any Simran, if we don't connect to Paramatma. Maharaj explains to us what happens within their Bani. Their Bani is so rich, it covers so many different aspects of life and so many different things that we are normally questioning ourselves, but Guru Sahib Ji provides us the answers. In today's Saloks, we're going through Salok number 26, 27, 28 and 29 with Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa. And in these Saloks, Sad Sangat Ji, we're going to try and answer the question, can I have worldly desires? Can I have desires around the world? Can I have this want for anything in the world? And Guru Sahib Ji will give us the answers to these kind of questions that we may often have anyway in our life. So Sad Sangat Ji, with Guru Ji's Kirpa, let's go through this first Salok from Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani, Salok Mahalla Nava. Hanji.
Prani kachu na chetai, mad maya ke andh.
So Sadguru Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj are saying to us, Prani kachu na chetai. Prani, again, we've heard this word many times in this Bani. Prani means, oh person. Literally, it's a person who has a breath. Pran means breath. Prani is a person who's breathing, who has that breath. So someone who's alive. Prani kachu na chetei. Kachu means anything. And na chetei, saying Prani kachu na chetei, you don't remember anything. Cheta thanu kush nahi honda. Chetei comes from the word cheta, to remember. And Maharaj is saying that Prani kachu na chetei, you don't remember anything. And what would they be saying when they say that you don't remember anything? They're saying Prani kachuna cheti mad maya ke and. They're saying mud. Let's do the literal translations. Mud means wine or intoxication. Maya as in the worldly delusion of Maya, the things that stop us from connecting to Vaheguru Ji. Ke and. And means blinded. They're saying that, oh human being, you do not remember anything because you are so intoxicated in the maya of the world. You're so intoxicated with all these things around you. You're blinded. You're absolutely blinded. You're lost. You're wandering around. Now, Sad Sangat Ji, it's the first time in this Bani that Guru Sahib Ji has brought in the word mud. And I just wanted to do a bit of vichar on this word of mud. Mud means wine. Now, unfortunately, Sad Sangat Ji, we haven't got the projectors working today, so I'll try to do the vyakya of this and as easy as simple as I can without the projector, because I appreciate the translations do help. But Guru Sahib Ji is saying, Prani kachuna chete mad maya ke and. So mud here, Maharaj has brought in this concept or this analogy of intoxication through wine, alcohol. In these days, in the days when Guru Sahib Ji was on this earth, the main, let's say intoxicant as a liquid form from alcohol was wine, because that was what was commonly used. But nowadays we have many other intoxications in the world. We have many other spirits and whiskies and beers and all sorts. So Maharaj hasn't referenced those specific drinks within Gurbani. They've talked about mud as wine, but the effect is the same. It's the point about alcohol. And what does alcohol do to somebody? Sri Guru Amar Das Ji explained this in their Bani. What does alcohol do to someone? They say in their Bani, Salok Mahalla Tija, Manas Parya Anaya, Manas Parya Ay. Manas means,
I'm afraid I couldn't find anything about it.
Maaf karna, Manas means that it's a person who's come with a full bottle, a bottle full of alcohol. Manas Parya Anaya, Manas Parya Ay. And there's another person who's sat there who's not just got a bottle of alcohol, but another person who's filling the glass of alcohol. So they're setting this scene, and they're saying that there's a scene where there's a person who's come with a bottle of alcohol, and there's a person who's sat there who's filling the glass. And they're saying when you fill that glass of alcohol, or when you drink it, that drink actually then completely makes you intoxicated and makes you lose your mind. Jit pite mat dur hoye, baral pavay vich aaye. Mat jat pite, when you drink this, mat dur hoye. Your mat, your understanding goes far away. You don't understand anything. Baral pavay vich aaye. Then you get this madness, this craziness. And then they say, apna paraya na pachhani. Apna banda, apna family da banda, apna koi, anybody who's close to us, apna ta paraya. Paraya means anyone who is not known to the family, or let's say outside the family circle. Paraya banda pa Punjabi che keh dida. Maharaj saying, apna paraya na pachhani. We don't recognize that person. When you're intoxicated with alcohol, when that alcohol is in your body and you've lost your mind, you don't actually know what you're doing. And that's the reality. That is the case. Some of us, many people who may be watching this online may relate to this, that when you're intoxicated with alcohol, you don't know कि मेरा लागे कौन है, कि मेरा होर कोई कौन है. You don't know who's what, and therefore you just say stuff. You do stuff, you think of stuff which you wouldn't normally do. You've lost control of your mind. Calm comes into our mind, lust. Anger comes into our mind. We easily get angry because we haven't got control of our mind. Calm, growth. We get greedy. We might see somebody when we're intoxicated and we can't control these vices, and they start to become real, and they start to really become prominent and amplified. We start getting ego. All of these negative elements start really pouring out when we're imbued in this intoxication of wine and alcohol. This is not me saying it, Sadh Sangat Ji, this is Gurbani saying it. Maharaj saying this to us. Manas parya aanaya, manas parya aaye, jit pite mat dur hoye, baral pavay vich aaye. Apna paraya na pachhani. Apna paraya koi nahi pachhanda. Khasmo takke khaye. Then what happens? Khasmo, as in Akal Purkh Vaheguru, takke khaye. You're actually moving away from Paramatma. You don't know who your own family is when you're in that state. Tusi Vaheguru da naam kida japna. You've forgotten Paramatma in that situation. And Maharaj continue and they say that this drink is false. Jat pite. When we drink this, Khasam visar jande ne. Our Paramatma, our Vaheguru Ji, we forget them. Dargah mile sajaye. And then Dargah de vich, in the court of the Vaheguru Ji, Dargah mile sajaye. Maharaj saying to us that then when you forget Paramatma, because you're intoxicated, you're gonna completely get the just rewards, let's say, punished in Dargah, in the court of Vaheguru Ji. Maharaj explains this to us. Jhootha mad na pichi. They're saying, don't drink this false drink. Jhootha mad na pichi. Don't drink this. They're telling us really clearly, keep away from that nasha, that alcohol that's going to make you lose your mind. Keep away from it. Jeka par vasai. If it's in your power, keep away from it. Don't go anywhere near it. Nanak nadri sach mad paiye. Through Vaheguru Ji's kirpa, through Guru Nanak Dev Ji's nadar, their blessings, Nanak nadri sach mad paiye. Take that true wine, take that true, let's say, drink, paiye, such mad paiye. Get that one. Sadgur mile jis aaye. That with this process you will then be able to, through Naam and absorbing the true mud, the true wine, the true drink, which is Naam, Simran, Amrit. Through that process, Satgur mile jis aaye, sanu Satguru Ji di prapat mildi hai. We meet Satguru Ji. We connect with Vaheguru Ji. So when I was reading this, and I thought this is so relevant, because often we say, we know that in Sikhi, in Guru Sikhi, sanu sharab pini manaya. We're forbidden from drinking alcohol. But yet in our Punjabi culture, in our Sikh community, alcohol is rife. And I wanted to touch on this point because there is a shabad. This is one of many that Siddhi Guru Amar Das Ji has explained to us the effects of what happens when you get drunk. And what happens in this scenario, we know it happens. कोई आके परिवार दा कोई bottle ले आंदा या कोई friend आ जांदा भरी हुई bottle ले आंदा, gets a full bottle, and then there's someone sat on the other side, they keep on filling the glass and they're edging you on to keep on drinking and keep on drinking. This happens today, but Guru Sahib Ji has written this in Gurbani as well. Guru Sahib Ji knows everything. We just haven't done the courage to understand what they're saying to us in the many shabads that there are in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. So this Shabad Sad Sangat Ji, I wanted to share with you because for me personally, it's important myself, having been on that journey before, and then to be able to share it with the Sangat, that this is so relevant, especially when we're watching this online, that we can refer and relate to this, and hopefully we can make this change in our life. If we are in a state of where we are drinking alcohol, maybe we can actually come to Guru Sahib Ji and do that ardas and say, Maharaj, forgive me, but help me get away from this thing because it's making me lose my mind, because Guru Sahib Ji is telling you it is doing that. Going back to the slok though, the Guru Sahib Ji is saying, Prani kachuna cheti madmaya ke and. So in the same way that in this Shabad from Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj has said that alcohol will make you forget everything and you're intoxicated, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is using that as an analogy to explain that Maya of the world is also an intoxication. And in the same way that we get drunk with alcohol, actually we can get drunk with Maya. We can get drunk and intoxicated with all of these different things around us in the world that stop us from connecting with the Galpuruk of Vaheguru Ji, and they blind us. And so Maharaj will say to us in another Shabad, Siddhi Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj in Rag Tanasri, they say to us, Maat Pita Pai Sut Banta Take Ras Laptana. Maat, your mother. Pita, your father. Maat Pita Pai, your siblings. Sut Banta, your children, your spouse. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, in the love of your family, your close ones, we're just entangled. We're stuck in this entanglement. Take ras laptana. Then Maharaj says, Joban tan prabta ke madme. Joban means your youth. Joban. Tan, your wealth. Having your wealth around you. Joban tan prabta means glory. Means like your praise. Koi thodi vadiyai kare, or bande da man full janda, dimaag full janda, you might get a bit of an egotistical boost, right? Maharaj saying, Joban tan prabhata, this glory, prabhata ke mad mein. Mud, again, mud as in intoxication. Ode nashe de vich banda fas janda. We get stuck in that intoxication of this youthfulness, this wealth of ours, our family, our loved ones. All of that, we get stuck. Joban tana prabhata ke mad mein. Maharaj, they explain to us that we're entangled in all of that. And these are what Maya is as well. Maya is not just money that we often refer to in Punjabi language, Maya, which is money, which is fine. That's one definition. But Maya is everything around us, everything that we possess. Even this body is Maya. Because sometimes we can get caught in the looks of this body. How do I look? How will the world see me? And that is also a form of Maya because it takes you away from Vaheguru. It's a delusion of your true self. Remember, Sad Sangaji, Maharaj is trying to tell us this. Man, tu jot sarup hai, apna mool pachan. This always comes up. And we always forget that we are not this body. And this is a form of Maya that is taking us away from Vaheguru Ji. Hanji.
Kaho Nanak bin har bhajan Partata hai jam fand.
Satnam Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj is saying to us, Kaho Nanak bin har bhajan Partata hai jam fand, that without Simran, without bhajan, Kaho Nanak bin har bhajan, without doing any meditation, without rejoicing, without speaking with our mouth and saying Vaheguru or saying Ikko Onkar or saying any part of Gurbani, without meditation, without calling out Vaheguru Ji's naam, Partata hai jam fand. Jam as in the messenger of death, fand is the noose. Partata hai jam fand, that noose is going to be around our neck. Maharaj is saying to us, if we don't do that bhajan and bandagi, if we don't do that simran, if we don't connect with Vaheguru Ji, if we don't sing those praises of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, Satsangat Ji, Maharaj sanu warning therein, and they're warning us that fund, that noose of the messengers of death is going to be around our neck. And when that happens, Satsangat Ji, then it's too late. Then Maharaj is advising us to avoid that situation. Hanji.
Jo sukh ko chahe sada saran Ram ki leh.
Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, Sadguru Ji is saying to us in this next slok, Jo sukh ko chahe sada, that if there's anybody out there who's actually wanting sukh, Jo sukh ko chahe sada, chahe means desire to want. Jo sukh, if you want that sukh, chahe sada, saran Ram ki leh. They're telling us that what we should do is come into the saran, the sanctuary of Ram, as in Vaheguru Ji, jo ramya hoya hai. Ram here means ramya hoya. Saran Ram ki leh, come into the sanctuary of Vaheguru Ji. And for us, Satsangat Ji, Vaheguru Ji, or God's form on earth for us, Satguru Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. That is the form of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji for us today in this Sargun form on earth. So Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us that if you want that sukh, come into Sangat. Come into the sanctuary of Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, like you all have come today. When we read Siddhi Sukhmani Sahib Ji, that part from Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, say this to us, and we hear it quite often. Simro simar simar sukh pavo. Kal kaleshtan mahe mitavo. We hear this quite a lot. And it's constantly repeated to us because Maharaj is saying often, always, through Simran. And Maharaj has said it 3 times, not just once. Simro, simar, simar, sukh pavo. That we will get this sukh from doing Simran. Now, interestingly, Sad Sangat Ji, Guru Sahib Ji have given us another shabad in Rag Pairo by Siddhi Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. And they've actually defined what sukh isn't. So, sometimes we might think that if I earn loads of money, main sukhi ho gaya. If I've got to see a movie or a show or a theatre or some kind of dancing or whatever kind of pleasures of the world, I'm happy. Minu sukh mil gaya. Or we might think, if you're a conqueror on a conquest, you might think you're a king or whoever that person might be, and you're going to go and you're going to conquer some other country and you're going to take over that whole place and all the people. Minu sukh mil gaya. But Sat Sangat Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, they explain to us that that is not the case. Sukh nahi bahute tan khate. Maharaj says, Sukh nahi. That sukh, this is not sukh. Sukh nahi bahute tan khate. Bahute means a lot, tan means wealth, khate means to earn. By earning lots of wealth, that's not going to give you sukh. Sukh nahi bahute tan khate. Sukh nahi peke nirt nate. That when you peke, when you're watching a nirt, a dance, or nate, or a natak, or a play, a show, for us maybe going to the cinema, it's not going to give you sukh. Sukh nahi bahut des kamaiye. So when you're des here means countries, lots of countries. If you're taking over lots of countries as a conqueror or an invader, that's not going to give you sukha either. Maharaj say to us, Sarab sukha har gun gaiye. Only way we're going to get this sarab sukh, this sukh of all bliss, is by singing the praises of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And Satsangat Ji Sachi, if you imagine for a moment that you've got this really nice, beautiful, fast car. I'm just making this up right now. Just go with the flow. And it's made you really, really happy. You've got your dream car. You've had it for a month and you're so happy. You're over the moon with it. You've had it for now 6 months. You love driving this car. It's amazing. You've had it now for 2 years and you're thinking, yeah, chal gaddi hai. You're getting a bit used to it now. You know, you've got this car, you've set the standard in your mind, you've achieved your dream car, whatever it might be, you've got it. And it's great, that's fine, you've got the car. But after about maybe 3 years of owning it, or 5 years, by that time you probably sold it because you're thinking, Hun chal chhad pade, let me get the next best car. Let me get the next one. Or actually, let me just go and get something else. We're never satisfied. And we always want more. Not in that moment, but over time. Over maybe a few months, over a few years. We always want to progress and get more and more and more. And that's why Maharaj knows this. This is our state. We are never going to feel at sukh and at peace just by having that one thing. We're always going to want to yearn for more. So Guru Sahib Ji is saying that if you really want that sukh, we need to come into the sharan of Sadguru Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. They say to us in this Shabad, they say, that Sad Sangat Paye Vadpagi. That Sad Sangat, this Sangat, Sad Sangat Ji, I know it's just us in this Darbar hall, but this is of great good fortune. Sad Sangat Paye Vadpagi. Gurmukh Har Naam Kaho. As becoming a Gurmukh, like as in focusing our mind towards Guru Sahib Ji, focusing our mind and our mukh, our thoughts, and asking Guru Sahib Ji to help us understand their Sikhi, as becoming a Gurmukh, onada naam jap ke, naam kaho ho. They're saying to us, kaho, jap that naam. And Guru Sahib Ji di Kirpa Danal Sat Sangat Ji tonight, after the Katha from 7 till 8, we'll be having a Simran Divan downstairs. We'll be coming in and we'll all have an opportunity to do Simran together. That is what's going to give us sukh. Not this wealth of this kapade, or this body, or any other possessions we may have. They're temporary sukh. They will give us sukh for a little bit of time. But they're not going to give us that eternal sukh. Sad Sangat Ji, this reminds me of a sakhi of a time of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj are on their takhat at Sri Harmandir Sahib. And there's a Gursikh called Bhai Gurmukh. And he comes to see Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And Hath Jod ke, when he comes and does that darshan, he does a benti, he says, Guru Sahib Ji, Thadi Shabdan de vich, in your Shabads, in your Gurbani, quite often you refer to Sukh. You quite often refer to Gurmukhs and Sajjan Pyare being in a state of bliss and happiness and joy. So he's asking the question, who is that nowadays? Can you give me an example? Can you show me somebody in the Sangat who is like that? I haven't seen somebody like that. Oh, kis tarah da banda hoga? Who could that person be? And Guru Sahib Ji explained to Bhai Gurmukh Singh, they say, go to a town in the state of Gujarat, and when you go there, find a Guru Sikh called Bhai Bhikhari Ji. Go and find Bhai Bhikhari Ji and you will understand. So Bhai Gurmukh leaves, gets permission, and he goes towards Gujarat, and he goes to a town and he asks for Bhai Bhikhari Singh Ji. Vaheguru Ji maaf karna, it wasn't Bhai Bhikhari Singh, it was just Bhai Bhikhari. And Bhai Bhikhari is in his home, and when Bhai Gurmukh Ji gets to their home, the whole house and the family are overjoyed because they're having such a joyous occasion. Their son is about to get married. In a couple of days, Bhai Bhikhari Ji's son is going to have an Anand Karaj. They're going to get married. The whole house is bustling. The family are so happy. Food is being served and made. People are enjoying everyone's company. It's such a beautiful occasion. Everyone's happy. Bhai Gurmukh Ji, when they go to see Bhai Bhikhari Ji, they see that he's sat there in a room and he's sewing and he's knitting away a mat, like a big blanket. And they see in another room, there's some chittiyan chadra, there's some white sheets. And they see that there's like a manja, like a wooden kind of platform that's been made, a wooden, almost like a bed that you can carry. And Bhai Gurmukh Ji realized that what's in this room is the material, the things that you need for a funeral. And he thinks that's very odd. And he says to Bhai Bhikhari Ji, he says, I've come to have your darshan, Siddhi Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj has sent me. But can you explain what this is all about? And Bhai Bhikhari Ji says, don't worry, it's something that we'll just deal with later on. So the Anand Karaj happens in a couple of days. Bhai Bhikhari Ji's son gets married. And then Bhai Gurmukh Ji, they're there throughout the Anand Karaj. They're enjoying it with the family, they're there. And Bhai Bhikhari Ji's son, after a couple of days of marriage, starts to get a pain in his stomach. That pain becomes very severe. And through that pain, and that problem, whatever it may have been, it causes his death. So where one day they've had a joyous occasion of a wedding, within a couple of days, the son, the bridegroom, unfortunately passes away. And now in that family there's just sorg, there's just suffering, there's afsoos, there's mourning. And Bhai Gurmukh Ji is looking now at the family dynamics. And he looks at Bhai Bhikhari Ji, where his family, his wife, his everybody are mourning the death of their son. But Bhai Bhikhari Ji is just normal. He's the same way he was when it was the wedding, just normal and observing everything. And when his son's passed away, he's normal again. He's not in a state of despair. He's not in a state of source like we would normally expect people to be when your son has just passed away. And Bhai Gurmukh Ji realized that room which had the white chadra, that room that had the wooden, let's say the manji, that was there made and ready to carry Bhai Bhikhari Ji's son to their funeral pyre to then do the cremation ceremony. So Bhai Bhikhari Ji knew that this was going to happen. And he was preparing everything anyway. And the mat, the rug that he was sewing, that was then used for the afsoos. When everybody came home, they would then sit on that rug, on that blanket. Bhai Gurmukh Ji went to Bhai Bhikhari Ji, hath jod ke, and he says, Gur Sikho, Pyareo, you knew this was going to happen. Thanu pata siga, you knew that your son was going to pass away. Why didn't you do an ardas to Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj? When you knew that this was going to happen in your family, tusi benti karde, tusi ardas karde, ke aan na hove, tusi kush karde, dude, why did you not do something to prevent this from happening? And Bhai Bhikhari Ji, hath jod ke, nimirta che aake, with complete humbleness and humility, says to Bhai Gurmukh Ji, says, this is the will of God. This is the divine will. Who am I to change that will? I just want to be in that divine will, accept that divine will. The whole message of Guru Nanak Dev Ji in that very first part of Japji Sahib was to listen to hukum, and hukum mannan di galya, to accept that divine will, that hukum. Who am I to change that? That couldn't be changed. So I am just living in that divine will. Bhai Gurmukh Ji bowed down to Bhai Bhikhari Ji, realizing that this Gursikh is so of such a high avastha, of such a high praise. This is what was Sukh. This is the Sahaj avastha that Guru Sahib Ji in their Gurbani referred to. This is that Sukh Sahaj Anand Loho, that when we were referring to this Shabad, Maharaj, it's on about Sukh Sahaj Anand Loho. Take this Sukh, take this Sahaj avastha, take this level of equilibrium where we are not moved by the joys and the despairs of life. This is the Sukh that Gurbani talks about, Sad Sangat Ji. It is not the Sukh that when we win the jackpot of a lottery and we're millionaires, or we've got the dream car, or we've got the biggest house, or we've got the designer clothes, or whatever it might be. That is not the Sukh that Guru Sahib Ji refers to in Gurbani. Maharaj is talking about the Sukh that where our mind is at peace and nothing is moving us, and when we are in a state of Sahaj. Guru Sahib Ji say to us in this Shabad Pairo Mahalla Panjwa, Sukh nahi bote tan khate, Sukh nahi peke nirt nate, Sukh nahi bhodes kamaiye, Sukh Sahaj Sarb Sukha har har gun gaiye. Then Maharaj say to us, Sukh Sahaj Anand Loho ho. Maharaj say to us that Sad Sangat Paiye Vadpagi Gurmukh har har naam kaho ho. Say the Vaheguru Ji's naam, say Paramatma's naam in Sangat, because we are of great good fortune to have that opportunity. So in this Pankti of this Salok, Guru Sahib is saying, Jo sukh ko chahe sada, Saran Ram ki lehe. That we should come into the Saran, the sanctuary of Satguru Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, of Vaheguru Ji, in our mind when we focus on Simran. Maharaj saying that is a sukh that we need. That is what's going to help us, and that's what's going to be with us forever. That's why they're using the word sada. That will be there with us forever. Hanji.
Kaho Nanak sun re mana, durlabh manukh deh.
Satguru Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj saying to us, Kaho Nanak sun re mana, durlabh manukh deh. That, oh my mind, listen. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj are talking to their mind first, but this is for us to reflect upon as well. Kaho Nanak sun re mana, durlabh manukh deh. Durlabh manukh deh. We have, after such great difficulty, have we been able to get this life as a human being. Guru Sahib Ji say to us in another Shabad, E manas janam dalamb hai, naam bina birtha sab jaye. That this janam, this body has been given to us in such difficult circumstances. What have we done to have achieved this human life? We could have been anything in our past life. We could have been a dog, a cat. We could have been, I don't know, a spider, any animal, any species. Because we're going through the 8.4 million life cycle, aren't we? We could have been anything. But we've achieved somehow, through our pichle karam, our pichle deeds in our last life, this human body. Because now this human body has the intelligence and the capability, the potential, not just to procreate and survive, which is what most animal instincts are. Satsangat Ji, this body has the capability to connect and feel Paramatma, connect with Vaheguru Ji, do change karam, nishkam karam, selfless deeds. Follow Guru Sahib Ji's Shabad. Gur ka sabad kaate kot karam. By following Guru Sahib Ji's Shabad, their Gurbani, their instructions, kaate kot karam, it will destroy many of our pichle karam and the karam in this life as well. So Guru Sahib Ji is reminding us to achieve this sukh, come into such a state of bliss and equilibrium that when we're in that state, they're explaining to us that this is our objective of this life. Because they say to us, that this durlab manuk dehe, we've got this body after such hard challenges in our past life. What have we done to be able to achieve this? We hear every day in Sri Rehra Sahib Ji da Path, Maharaj say to us that Pai Parapat manuk dehuriya Gobind milan ki ehe teri bariya. Ohi gal wapas aa gayi. That same point has come back again. That this is the whole point of our existence, to meet Paramatma, experience Paramatma. Some people often say to me, we have vichara and we have conversations about the belief and the different beliefs in Sikhi, what you can and can't do, and X, Y, and Z. And Satsanga Ji, when you go through these panktiyaan, you realize that Gurbani is telling us, Guru Sahib Ji is telling us, that Sikhi is not just a belief system. Guru Sahib Ji wants us to experience. It's an experience system. It's not a religion of do's and don'ts. It's a religion of it's a lifestyle of trying to achieve a oneness with the Galpuruk of Vaheguru Ji in every moment of our life. And only in that way can we achieve. We don't believe in heaven. We don't believe in going to a heaven or anything like that. We believe that we want to go back to the source. We want to go back to Ik Oankar. We want to go back to the one. That's what we want. We don't believe in going to a heaven where you can have so many different things and so many other greatnesses or whatever that might be. We don't want any of that. We want to go to Sachkhand. Sachkhand, Vasai Nirankar, Kar Kar Vekhe, Nadar Nihal. We want to go to that place. That is an objective of a Gursikh. That is actually the objective of all human beings. But Satsanga Ji, we are just so fortunate that we have Sadguru, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru Nanak Dev Ji's path to be able to tell us, explain to us what we need to do. Sanu bas sunan di galya, we need to listen. We just need to then understand, manan di galya, to accept what Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us. Then we have to implement. Then we have to actually make those changes and make it work for us. Those changes are not just external. I've said this many times before. Those changes are not just external. They're most importantly internal. Are we controlling our growth? Are we controlling our calm? Are we controlling our ego? Are we controlling our anger, our greed, our jealousy? How is our interaction with other people? Are we approaching people with compassion and love and respect? It's that internal change that Gurbani is often referring to us about. That humility as well, such a great virtue. Forgiveness. Through those virtues, Sad Sangaji, through that nimarta, can all of our outer side flourish, the external will flourish, when we also make the inside flourish too. So Sad Sangaji, in this way, Maharaj explains to us that the sukh that we want is an internal, eternal sukh, a sukh that remains forever, and this body, this day, we've achieved this after so many janam. We're so lucky to have achieved this, Hanji.
Aya karan tavhi murakh log ajan.
So in this next slok, Guru Sahib Ji actually are kind of like doing the inverse now. So in the previous slok, Maharaj is saying to us, Jo sukh ko chahe sada. That's all about sukh. But now Maharaj is saying to us that Maya karan tavhi murakh log ajan. Now they're talking about the people who are just chasing Maya. So before they talked about people who want sukh, that inner sukh, and they give us the guidance of how you're going to get that. But now they're talking about the people who don't want that sukh, they just want Maya. Maya karan tavahi. For the sake of Maya, Maya karan tavahi. They're just chasing after Maya. Murak log ajan. Maharaj is saying to us that those people are murak. They're fools. Log ajan. And ajana means they're unknowing, they're ignorant, they don't know what they're doing. They're just chasing after Maya. They haven't had the awareness that there is a dar, a place where you can achieve something that no Maya thing can give you. Gurbani de vich there's a pankti, Maharaj says to us, Maya tari at anna bola. Maya tari. So I know we have many words, we have like Sej tari, Amrit tari. We'll have even Shastar Tari. Someone who's wearing Bana is a Bana Tari. Someone who's got Shastar is Shastar Tari. Amrit Tari, someone who's been blessed with Amrit. Sahaj Tari, someone who's a non-Amrit Tari, let's say. Maharaj is even saying in Gurbani, Maya Tari, someone who is embroiled in Maya, someone who's just stuck in this chakkar of Maya Tari. And you know what? I'm probably that. Because I'm stuck in Maya. I'm stuck in the whole entanglement of family and entanglement of work and wealth and I was going to say youthfulness, but that's catching on a little bit. This happens, right? But we're all stuck in that. But Maharaj is saying Maya Tari at anna bola, that person is atada to the extent of anna, blind, and bola, unable to speak because they're not speaking the right words. They're not listening. I reflect upon that and I think, am I that? Or am I trying to follow what Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us in terms of trying to connect with Paramatma and Naam Simran? Because that's the core. That is the absolute core. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, it's more a case of what we like on the inside. Have we cultivated these positive virtues? Have we really changed our sochani? Have we stopped the negativity and the slander? Are we really looking after our loved ones with compassion? These are the things that we need to reflect upon. And then reflect upon, am I growing my gaze because Guru Gobind Singh Ji needs me to do this? Am I going to come into my uniform of Bana? Am I going to be blessed with Amrit one day because Guru Sahib Ji's hukum is that every Guru Sikh should be blessed with Amrit? Am I going down this path? Where am I? This is a thing that we have to reflect upon every day. Bande, khoj dil har roj. Maharaj said to us, khoj dil har roj. Every day, search in your mind and your heart, where am I on my journey? Just check in with yourselves. It's good to just check in and say, where am I? Have I got the courage to make those forward steps to Guru Sahib Ji? Or am I just going to sit back and wait and say, chalo, jad vi kirpa hogi, chal sara kuch ho jaga. We often hear this, right? Whenever Maharaj does that kirpa, it happens and it will be the case. And that's true. That is true. It has to come from kirpa. It has to come from the blessings. It has to come from Guru Sahib Ji's mehr par hat on us to say, Hanji, aao. But we also have to make an effort. We also have to make a step. By Gurdas Ji, they're right. Charan saran gur ek penda jai chal, Sadgur Kod Penda aage hoy let hai. That we make one step. Charan saran Guru ek penda jai chal. If we make one step towards our Guru, Sadgur Kod Penda, Sadguru Ji are going to make millions of steps. Sadgur Kod Penda aage hoy let hai. They're going to come and receive you, come and grab you and say, Aja mera put, Aja chaliye. Let's walk on this path together. We have to make an effort as well. Yes, it is kirpa. This is a message to anybody out there who may be thinking कि चलो जब भी गुरु दी कृपा होगी, जब भी होगा चलो अमृत छक लांगे, और जब भी कृपा होगी आप संगत च आ जाएंगे, और जब भी गुरु कहणगे जब भी मेरे पर आहत होगा आप शराब छड़ देवांगे. I'll stop the alcohol, I'll stop the meat, or whatever it might be. But actually, we have to make an effort first. Do that benti to Guru Sahib Ji ki Maharaj, I'm actually going to try and just come into your fold, let's say, come into your sanctuary. Please bless me, please help me, because without your support I can't do this. If we do that ardas, I promise you, Guru Sahib Ji will absolutely come and help us in that moment and just hold our arm and take us through that. No matter how challenging it might be. We just need to have Drid Vishwas, unfathomable faith that Guru Sahib Ji is with us and they will help us through every moment. So in this way, Sadh Sangat Ji, we can try and move away from being Mayatari, understand what Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us. Maya karanta avhi murak log ajan. We want to, Guru Sahib Ji is saying that there's people out there that are embroiled in that Maya and they're murak, they're fools, log ajan, and they're just ignorant. They're just stuck in that place and they haven't been able to move forward. Hanji.
Kaho nanak bin har bhajan birtha janam siran.
Guru Sahib Ji really clearly is saying to us here, Kaho nanak bin har bhajan, that without bhajan, In the same way, in Salok 26, Guru Sahib is saying, Ko Nanak bin har bhajan, ohi gal aagi fer thi, that without bhajan, without being that actually rejoicing and saying from our mouth, and doing that bandagi and meditating, birtha janam siran, that this janam is birtha, is a waste. Know this. It's an absolute waste. Like that pankti that I mentioned before, Guru Sahib Ji di kirpa de naal, eh manas janam dalam hai naam bina, birtha sab jaye. Ohi gal aagi na firti, birtha. It's just a waste. We don't want to waste this golden opportunity that we've been given as human beings. And this is why Sad Sangat Ji, I say it again, ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਡਭਾਗੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਪਾਈਏ ਵਡਭਾਗੀ. And in a few moments, Sad Sangat Ji, we're going to be able to do Gurmukh har har naam koho ho. Gurmukh ban ke, ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਮੁਖ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ, ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਉਸ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੀਏ. ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਨਾਮ ਕਹੋ ਹੋ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਕਹਿਣਾ. So in this way, Sad Sangat Ji, we'll go through the next slok of what Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us. Hanji.
Jo prani nis din bhajai, Roop Ram teh jaan.
Sadguru, Siddhi Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj saying to us, Jo prani. Now, Jo prani, he means any person who's breathing literally, but any person out there, Jo prani nis din bhajai. Nis din, every day, day and night. Nis din bhajai. Bhajai again comes from the word bhajan, to actually chant and meditate. Jo prani nis din bhajai, Rupa Ram teh jaan. Know this, that person's form is like a Kalpurukh of Vaheguru. That person who day and night is imbued in bhajan, bandagi, meditation, Paramatma de pyar de vich, in the love of Vaheguru Ji, that person who day and night, nis din, not just for an hour, not just on a Sunday when we go and do Matha Tek, or not just for 5 minutes on a morning when we try to do our Nithanem. Nis din, every day, every moment of every day, Jo prani nis din bhajai, Rupa Ram teh jaan. Then we know that person to be the form of a Kalpurukh Vaheguru Ji themselves. They are one with the Kalpurukh Vaheguru Ji. Siddhi Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they say to us in their Bani as well, Har har jan doy ek hai, bib bichar kichna hai, jalte upachit rang jyo, jal hi bikhe samahe. That har har jan doy ek hai, that har, as in Paramatma Vaheguru, Hari Parameshwar, har, and then har jan, ona de jan, the sevadar, the people, the disciples of Vaheguru Ji. Har jan doy ek hai, o donne ek ne. Both of them are just one. Har jan doy ek hai, bib bichar kichna hai, jalte upachit tarang jyo. Just like you have an ocean, and out of the ocean comes a wave, and the wave rises, and then the wave goes back down into the ocean again. In the same way, you can't tell the difference between the wave when it comes up and the water that goes back into the ocean. In that same way, the Jan of a Kalpurukh Vaheguru Ji and Vaheguru Ji themselves are both the same. Pehla ta oda Jan banna pehna na. To experience this, we have to become the Jan. We have to become the Naukar, the Sevadar, the disciple of a Kalpurukh Vaheguru Ji. Then we can say, Har har jan do ek hai, bib bichar kichna hai, jalte upachit rang jyo, jal hi bikhe sama hai. In the same way the water resides with that wave, the wave is the same as the water. There's no difference. And in the same way, Maharaj is saying to us here, Jo prani nis din bhajai, Roop Ram teh jaan. That know this to be true, that the Roop, the form of that one, that sevak, that sevadar, that disciple, is the same of Kalpurukh Vaheguru Ji. Hanji.
Har jan har antar nahi, Nanak sachi maan.
Har jan har antar nahi, Nanak sachi maan. Maharaj is saying to us that har jan, ohi gal aagi na firti, har and jan. Har antar nahi. There is no difference between Paramatma and that jan, that's the sevadar, that disciple of a Kalpurukh Vaheguru Ji. Har jan har antar nahi. There's no difference. Nanak sachi maan. They're saying, Siddhi Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the ninth form, are saying to us, Egal, this is the truth, sachi maan, egal manalo. accept this to be the truth. So the question really becomes, Sad Sangat Ji, is how can we day and night connect with Paramatma? How can we be imbued in that bhajan all the time? And that comes down to our own reflection. ਆਪਾਂ ਤੁਰਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਆਪਣਾ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ? Are we remembering Paramatma just walking around? Some people have a really good discipline where when they'll take one step they'll say Vah, the next step will be Guru. Vah, Guru, Vah, Guru. That could be a way of constantly just trying to be in Simran when we're just walking. Another example could be when we're about to eat our food, we recite a shabad, or we say Vaheguru Ji Thoda Shukar. Gurbani de naal vi jodna, reciting Vaheguru Guru Shabad Gurbani is also Paramatma nur yaad rakhna. That's Simran as well. Kyunki aapa Guru de naal jod rahe hain. Maybe when in the morning when we wake up, we're having a shower, we say Maharaj Vaheguru Ji Thoda Shukrana. We're having a shower, we say Vaheguru. We remember Vaheguru Ji. Many different techniques, different things we can do. How can we connect with Vaheguru Ji on a daily, practical basis? I know if some of us are working from home, or if you work in an office, or you're working in a place where you have to have meetings and conversations with people, you might not be able to do Simran in that moment. But maybe when you haven't got a meeting, or when you're not talking to someone and you have to do some work, maybe you have some Simran playing in the background. Maybe it could work for you. Or just have Simran going on in your mind, but you're still having to focus on work. Maybe that could work as well. And it is possible. There's many Gursikh who do their daily job and still work and still have Simran in their mind, in their own way. This is very subjective, but you have to work out what works for you. I have to work out what works for me. But Maharaj is giving us a clear instruction that if we can remember Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji in every moment, maybe, just maybe, through Guru's Kirpa, we can experience Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji. Maybe we can become one with Vaheguru Ji. Guru Sahib Ji, is saryan te sade saryan te kirpa karan, that we can experience Paramatma, Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji in every moment of every day, so we can become one with them and go back to our true home, that oneness of Ik Oankar, Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji. So Sad Sangat Ji, going through today's katha of these sloks in the Bani of Salok Mahalla Nava, I have made many mistakes, Sad Sangat Ji. I know I have. Like I always say, Sad Sangat Ji, I'm just learning and then just sharing what I'm learning with the Sangat as your brother, to be able to help us all on this journey together of Gursikhi and go through his life together, trying to achieve a oneness and a spiritual enlightenment with the Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji. All I can ask for, Sad Sangat Ji, is your forgiveness. Ask from Guru Sahib Ji their forgiveness as well for the many mistakes that I've made. Leke ketana chutiye kin pulan har, baksanar baksle nanak par utar. Sad Sangat Ji, ask for your blessings, that may this seva continue, may seva hundi rave. Guru Sahib Ji de ota sadna with aap ji diyan seesaं, de ho sajana seesadiyan, jo hove sahib se mel. Guru Sahib Ji kirpa karan, sabha nu chaddiyan kala bakshan, sabha nu sehj avastha bakshan, sabha nu anand bakshan, sabha nu naam diyan data bakshan, so that we can all be merged with the one. Our Sad Sangat Ji, let's recite this last slok and then Guru Sahib Ji the Fateh Pravan karni ji. Hanji
Jo prani nisadn paja, roop ram teh jaan, har jan har antar nahi, nanak sachi maan. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.